Welcome back to day 2 of our Tally Prime Practical Accounting Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here. Today, we are diving straight into the Command Center to master 5 critical business transactions. We're going to transform raw data into a perfectly balanced ledger, and we'll do it by understanding the exact accounting entries right inside Tally Prime.
Here is our system boot sequence for today. We'll tackle daily utility expenses, acquiring fixed assets, settling creditor dues, processing customer discounts, and wrap up with a quick review.
Okay, before we process a single transaction, we absolutely must lock in our balancing logic. It's the golden rule, right? Whenever an expense or an asset increases in the business, boom, we log it as a debit. On the flip side, whenever our cash or an asset decreases, we log that as a credit. Keep this logic running in the back of your mind as we go.
Now, here is the exact workflow we're going to use to log these entries efficiently in Tally Prime. First, you'll start by pressing F5 to launch the payment voucher. Next, select your mode, like cash or bank. Then, input your debits, credits, and a brief narration. Finally, just smash Ctrl+A to instantly save your work. Easy, right?
Section 1. Recording daily utility expenses.
Let's look at our first transaction. This is a super standard business outflow, paying 1,000 rupees in cash for our telephone charges.
And this perfectly illustrates our golden rule. Because the business is paying this expense, our telephone charges account is increasing. Therefore, it gets debited by 1,000 rupees. Conversely, the money is literally leaving the building, meaning our cash account decreases. So, cash is credited by 1,000 rupees. Perfectly balanced. Next up in the queue, we have a very similar operational cost. A cash payment of 600 rupees to cover the electricity bill. Applying that same dual entry logic once again, we debit the electricity charges account for 600 rupees because, you guessed it, the expense is growing. To offset that, we credit the cash account for 600 rupees to accurately reflect the outgoing money. It's the exact same structural framework as our telephone bill, just a totally different expense category.
Moving on to Section 2, Acquiring Business Fixed Assets.
Okay, big moves here. The business has just secured a commercial property. We purchased land and building for 1 lakh rupees. So we're effectively transforming our liquid cash into a solid fixed asset.
For a massive transaction like this, the fixed asset account for land and building is increasing. The business now actually owns this property, so it is debited for 1 lakh rupees. And this is perfectly offset by a heavy 1 lakh rupee credit to our cash reserves, because, well, that cash has successfully left the building.
All right, Section 3, Settling Your Creditor Dues.
Let's say we are sending a 2,500 rupee cash payment to one of our creditors, Kirtika, to settle an outstanding balance we owe her. Now here is a really interesting shift in how we treat the counterparty. Because we are paying Kirtika, our overall liability, our debt to her, is actually decreasing. According to our rules, a decrease in liability means Kirtika's personal account is debited for 2,500 rupees, and, as always when we make a payment, the cash account gets credited.
Next up, Section 4. Processing customer discounts.
First, let's just clearly define what we're doing here. A cash discount is basically a concession we provide to customers specifically to encourage early or prompt payment. By offering this, we speed up our cash flow, which is fantastic. But from an accounting perspective, this discount is treated as a nominal account expense. So it is technically a loss to the business, even if it helps us get paid way faster. So let's process a discount of 499 rupees. The absolutely crucial point here is that this discount allowed is debited, just like any regular expense. So discount allowed account is a debit for 499 rupees. To balance the whole shebang, the customer's account is credited, which reduces the total amount they owe us by that exact discount amount.
Finally, Section 5, Quick Review and Next Steps.
All right, let's check our system log. Today, we successfully recorded everyday operational expenses with our telephone and electricity bills. We logged a major asset purchase, settled up our liabilities with a creditor, and strategically processed a customer discount. You are literally building an impenetrable accounting foundation right now.
You now know exactly how to apply the fundamental rules of debits and credits to everyday business scenarios using the F5 payment voucher. So, with these core transaction mechanics completely locked in, what complex financial systems are you ready to conquer next inside your Tally Prime Command Center? Keep exploring, keep practicing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.